So again, here we are, out and about in this yes, very warm, still quite warm in the sun, but it's also you can kind of start tasting the autumn freshness, uh, especially in the shadow and at the evening time here in Sandefjord. And been out buying food to accommodate my new diet. I'm not gonna go into that part of my life. But what I really not what I wanted to talk about is I got inspired by listening to this guy Daniel Zaruba, and his I discovered that he also walks around and strolling and speaks about stuff that and I really love this last one that was released. I think it was yesterday or earlier today, not sure, but he talked about love, and he talked about being and how how being can speak itself and letting things be as they are, things or others or the world. And I loved how he spoke, how he connected this mm, how he connected this to love, as a ontological reality. And this is also in my reading of again Nepner's book Wonder Strikes. It's very nice to hear and to read about the intertwining or the both like the agapic sense of being, the agapic mind as Nepner calls it, probably Desmonds word, and also eros as the common way of talking about love in different ways. And Zaruba also mentioned the symposium from Plato where they really go deep into the idea and the phenomenology of eros. So, but this wasn't really what I wanted to talk about. Oh my god. dog startled me. I imagine it's a black dog. But what I really wanted to talk about was language. That's kind of. I had a conversation yesterday where I tried to make sense of how language and thinking, how if you have different languages, and I'm kind of using the language as a metaphor, but it's also a concrete thing. Of course, there's different way of framing and wording different ideas in a more like interdisciplinary. I think that's interdisciplinary. Oh shit. But transitioning to another field of knowledge is useful to have terms that is that might have another quality. And when I say this, it's like, okay, so I'm gonna try to remember what I actually said yesterday, but it's in the field of psychology. You have also different kind of languages, and in philosophy you have a whole vast amount of different kind of philosophers who have thought different things in a certain ways. And I think we should be cautious about not getting stuck in one language. I'm not saying that it's nice to be kind of really be it's like the train that you just saw. Like if you're on just one train every day and you commute, and that's what you're doing, without noticing that you're on the train every day and getting from A to B is kind of your routine. And I'm not saying that's wrong or something. I'm just pointing out that there's different ways to be transported into reality. But if you're counting on just one framework, or one tradition or one religion or one to... I think we need more than just psychology or just philosophy. And there's a vast richness to having, being, what do you call it when you have different or several, not Duolingo, but when you have, when you can interpret different terminology and kind of play with framing and see where you might have to apply or to frame things differently in order to get a more optimal grip on whatever you're trying to grasp. So I guess I'm trying to argue for the pragmatic way that language can help us in discerning it's not just useful in it's also disclosing what's not known to us. And also when you're starting to kind of get more theories or frameworks, and you start to also notice this, to use Desmonds, excess or idiocy of trying to articulate your experience of being, and also the otherness. So you're starting to realize that language can get you so far, but there's more here. So then the more is starting to despite all your ideas and your conceptions and your there's more to this that is not articulating itself. And from there on, things become strange and contradictory. And I think it's fair to say that on some level, and especially living in this Western society and having more or less access to more like an ontological sense to being. I think it's fair to say that we're all walking contradictory. We're all in a kind of walking contradictory to ourselves. I hope this will monologue will find you peaceful and thriving, and that you're alive and well. Thank you for your patience and your listening.